they did it. A company took a decision to ban Russia Today, which is a television, a national broadcaster of Russia, which has got a cable news network, which they released an issue, and yet it has got huge political ramifications for our country. That private companies are now, their decision actually impacts on the integrity of our country policy. And the fact that to this date we have not handled that matter doesn't sit well with us, many of us. To the attention of the minister, as the head of political policy and policy in general as it relates to broadcasting in the country, how does it occur that a private company can simply take that decision to eject an organization of that stature, because its presence in our platforms in our country as well as our neighbors is very critical, so that we get all the views, so that we're not fed only with propaganda that is flowing from a particular hemisphere. We need to get news and objectively from different stakeholders that are in these platforms. I know it's a private platform, but it operates within a country where there's a rule of law. So I thought it was not only unconstitutional for DSTV to do that, it was actually illegal and illegitimate in the eyes of the public of this country, who have already connected to that particular broadcaster that was presented to our homes through the DSTV channels. So I'm saying, Minister, I would like you to give us comfort that you are following up on this matter, you are attending to it, and it tends to be corrected. Because if it is left unattended, it may create a precedent for the future. A country elsewhere in the world tomorrow may be in conflict with India, and ZTV will be banned. A country in the future will be at loggerheads with China, and CCTV will be taken out of the system. I don't think we should allow that in South Africa to occur. There should be a freedom of viewership, and people, if they have allowed those international companies to come through their platform, they shouldn't just play, because when they relate now with their issues that they have elsewhere, they are actually affecting the broader population of our country, and they must not be allowed to play with the emotions of our people in that way, because it is not just a question of emotions, it actually borders on playing with their rights. Thank you very much, Chair, and I hope the Minister will find this question in order and that it needs to be tackled as urgently as possible. Thank you.
As I excuse Honorable Kulabanat has placed it on the chat that she's attending to another committee, the same commitment Honorable Pambo has indicated in the other platform of the portfolio committee that is engaged elsewhere. Will now give to the Minister if she would want to respond.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, and thank you to the Chairperson of the Select Committee for that question. Indeed, I'm the Minister responsible for broadcasting across the country as a policymaker designated by the Broadcasting Act of South Africa. And just to assure members, when the situation of Russia TV took place and they were switched off, we immediately interacted with DSTV MultiChoice, because with our viewers, the decision to pull out Russia TV, it's a political decision which is informed by a foreign policy of the country, and the foreign policy of the country was that South Africa remains neutral, and therefore any company that is South African could not take arbitrary decision to terminate Russia, because it's not the position of this country. We then MultiChoice responded back and said to us, they don't have satellite feed of their own. They are relying on satellite feed that is provided by Europe and the USA. And in that regard, because the governments of Europe and the USA have decided to ban Russia TV or send a signal from Russia TV, they have MultiChoice on their own as a company did not take that decision. And it's for that reason that we said, and we continue to maintain, that South Africa needs to develop to build its own broadcasting satellite capacity, because it's not just about broadcasting, it's also about national sovereignty. So it's like our companies cannot be bullied to agree to certain decisions because the providers of that technology are non-South African. And MultiChoice had indicated that when South Africa builds, because we have made a commitment and we continue to work on it, and we are working on the modalities between ourselves, Sentech and National Treasury, and the other stakeholder departments like Science and Innovation and others that I cannot mention on the platform. We have taken, and the MultiChoice have said they are ready to partner with government. They're part of those who are ready to partner with the government on that South African satellite capacity that we must not rent, which will not be renting from others, but it will be our own. We'll decide which signal comes through and not comes through. So I need to assure honorable members of both houses that it was not a decision of MultiChoice. It was the satellite feeder company that decided to cut off Russia TV. We're hoping we'll finalize our project soon on the satellite, South African satellite project, so that we can then go into implementation to circumvent such impact as Honorable Kiva is raising in the future, where our companies or our countries bullied into decisions of other countries, whereas we are a foreign state. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. And I take it that, Honorable Chair, you should be comforted by that response at this point. And I think it's a matter that needs even deeper discussion, I think, going forward. So I hope you are covered on that point, so that we are able to release both the minister, the team, as well as those that would have asked to be excused to join other meetings that have been planned before.
No, thank you, Chair. I am covered on my side. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, thank you, Chair. As I said, we would indeed now go to matters of the committee, just to go back to the agenda, see if we have covered points. So we'll just look at the minute. As I said, Minister, you can be excused with your team. Hold on.
Thank you, Chair.
The members of the select committee. Thank you. We now take minutes of it's going to refer to our scope, so you must mute him. Right? Mute. We now are on the minutes, honorable members. We do as usually do, go through page by page and raise if there are any issues. No corrections raised. Can I then get a mover and seconder for adoption of minutes? Can I get a mover and seconder for adoption of minutes from members of the National Assembly on the Portfolio Committee on Communications and Digital Technologies?
I move for the adoption of the minutes, Chair.
Honorable Kumbo moves. Can I get a seconder? Can I get a seconder For record,
I second, Chair.
Honorable Bodlani seconds. So I take it there's no objection. The minutes are adopted, and I think that takes us to closure of business for the day. And therefore take this opportunity to thank you, honorable members. Just a reminder that will be communicated by the committee support. As we have indicated, we are trying to get an application to have our meetings physical or in a hybrid room where it allows both virtual and physical, so as to get most of the members to a physical meeting to avoid some of the challenges we have been experiencing. So the committee will, to committee support, communicate in that regard. So this meeting stays adjourned until in the next meeting. Thank you, honorable members.